Hello, this is Corey Mahaffey with Grow Services Group, and I'd like to thank you for taking a few minutes to join us for this webinar regarding the GSG Labor Commuting Certification. Before we begin our webinar, let me share some information with you about Grow Services Group. GSG is a national workforce intelligence research and consulting firm located in Moberly, Missouri. GSG has clients in business, industry, and government and was founded in 1994. GSG uses primary and secondary research for labor market analysis from a demand, supply, and commuting perspective. A comprehensive understanding of local labor markets requires analysis from the demand, supply, and commuting perspectives. GSG products and services include various types of analysis, including from a supply side or an available worker side, looking at underemployment, skills availability, desired wages, and occupation change, or a demand side, the currently employed, looking at quality of skills, practices, and wages, or a commuting perspective, area comparisons, looking at inflow, outflow of workers, sources, destinations, and distance direction. GSG products include data from primary and secondary sources, also including from a supply side, again from the available workforce perspective. A household survey is completed to analyze underemployment, skills, underutilization, and desired wage. From the demand perspective or the employer's experience, an employer survey is completed to analyze the quality of employees, skills needed, difficulty in hiring, occupational wages. Or from the commuting perspective, using government sources to analyze age, earnings, education, industry, inflow, outflow, and characteristics by location. I'd like to share with you an excerpt from a recent blog I wrote entitled, "Are Labor Surveys Really Important?" Ever wonder why that other community consistently has success with existing business expansion, new entrepreneurial development, and new business attraction? Ever wonder why not our community? Ever had an elected official or someone from your nonprofit board question why your community didn't win that recent project? So what gives? According to Area Development Magazine's 28th Annual Survey of Corporate Executives, the number 1 and number 3 ranked site selection factors are availability of skilled labor and labor cost. With this in mind, it's critical for communities to have an independent third-party workforce survey on hand that will certify the availability and detail the costs of your workforce. In other words, are you prepared to answer the most important questions regarding your workforce? What is it? Where is it? At what cost? And in what quantities? Site consultants don't want talk of labor quality. They want proof of labor quality. As I work with site selection consultants and C-level executives, they often mention to me their frustration with communities that do not have an independent labor survey on hand. In fact, according to Jim Renzis of the RSH Group, if a community doesn't have an independent labor survey on hand and the ED professional does not know his or her workforce inside and out, Jim is not going to waste time making a visit. The community will be eliminated and may never know that they were. According to Renzis, labor is the paramount factor in site selection process for over 90% of his projects. Workforce data is your competitive advantage. The ability to address the ongoing development and workforce needs of area employers, entrepreneurs, stakeholders can be the difference between your community becoming the bridesmaid or the bride. Labor Commuting Certification primarily deals with where does your workforce live and work. The goal is measuring and quantifying workforce availability within a labor shed from which the employment center draws its commuting workers. GSG data is drawn from the U.S. Census and BLS and provides for a uniform methodology across U.S. locations, anywhere and down to any level. Understanding labor markets. A labor market is defined as a geographic area in which both the demand and supply for the labor are met primarily within that region. An important first step in identifying local labor markets is to examine the commuting patterns of people who live and work in the area. GSG's methodology provides for a uniform comparison across any U.S. location, even down to the census tract level. The report provides an overview of worker flows and sources, destinations, and characteristics in the subject area. GSG data includes public sources, the U.S. Census, and Local Employment Dynamics LED. The report also allows for a comparison of the local labor market to a larger region, perhaps a 30 or 60 mile radius. The report will analyze local labor markets for trends and indicators of local available workforce. The report also highlights unique characteristics and answers important questions about local resident workforce and local employed workforce. The live-work data profile will define your region as one of the following. A workforce magnet is defined as the ability to attract workers from long distances, leading to a larger daytime population than just the employed residents living in the area. A workforce provider means that there are more of the employed workers leaving than entering the area for work. Industry concentrations. The report will identify the largest industry sectors in terms of resident employment as well as employed workers. The report will also identify the fastest growing industry sectors in a subject area. A demographic analysis is also performed. The report analyzes 3 age groups, 3 income groups, and analyzes jobs in 3 industry sectors. Seeing the mix as a percentage of the overall creates a real advantage in labor market analysis. Trend analysis also provides some significant advantages. The report provides a trend analysis over time by age, income, and industry, which allows you to answer important questions like the following. Is your workforce getting older or younger? At what degree to the compared unit? Is your income growing or slowing? At what degree to the compared unit? Is industry mix changing? At what degree to the compared unit? Indexing provides a real advantage with comparison opportunities across locations. Make comparisons over time with other cities, states, and any location all the way down to the census tract level. Data helps you determine if trends are positive or negative to your interests and provides a guide for strategic action. Communities, perhaps, look at peer comparisons to identify strengths and weaknesses for planning purposes, or businesses comparing locations, identifying high-performing locations. GSG offers proprietary processes for assessing local labor markets for site and location analysis, for business expansion or contraction cycles. Employment characteristics answer questions about your workforce like, is your community a magnet for employment or a labor force provider? What are the characteristics of workers who commute in, out, and within your community or regional labor market? How many workers employed in a nearby city live in your community? What are the characteristics of those workers? Where do young workers live who are employed in your geographic area? Where are the workplace destinations for workers living in your community or neighborhood? Or questions like, how does your employment area compare in terms of worker origin patterns, worker ages, monthly earnings, and industry sector employment? How is the area changing over time and among different demographics? How many workers that earn more than $3,330 per month live in a certain residential area and work downtown or in other industry concentrations? How many potential employees live and work near a candidate site location? If you're interested in learning more about this product or other GSG products and services, please contact us via our contact information below. Please follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and encourage your friends to do so as well. Thank you for your time, your interest in GSG Labor Commuting Certification. For more detailed information and to view a copy of the actual product, please sign up today for a free live demo. Thank you for your time.